Yo, let me tell you something that still keeps me up at night. Back in 2019, I was a cocky 27-year-old Republic of Korea Marine Recon grunt. In my unit, we had this running joke. Korean military discipline is the toughest on the planet. Nobody, and I mean nobody, can outsuffer us. We'd laugh at American soldiers on YouTube eating burgers and doing push-ups on grass like it was summer camp. Then one day, my commander calls me in. Kim Min-jae, pack your shit. You're going to Coronado for 9 weeks of joint training with the U.S. Navy SEALs. I actually grinned. I thought I was about to be the Korean dude who goes over there, flexes a little, learns a couple cool guy tricks, takes some selfies with the trident, and comes home a legend. Week 1, day 1, 04 a.m. in the morning. The grinder lights flip on, some absolute unit of an instructor starts screaming in my face, and 30 seconds later, I'm soaking wet, freezing my balls off, holding a 450-pound log over my head with 5 other dudes while the Pacific Ocean tries to murder us. By the end of that first day, I was on my knees in the sand, whispering to myself in Korean, "Young, I want to go home. Please let me go home." I truly believed Korean military discipline was the harshest thing a human could survive. Turns out, I had no fucking idea what real discipline even meant until I met the SEALs. And what I saw over the next 9 weeks didn't just break my body, it broke every single thing I thought I knew about being a soldier. Grab a drink, turn the lights down, and let me tell you how a bunch of American frogmen casually destroyed my entire worldview, and then rebuilt it into something I'll carry for the rest of my life. This is the story of how I learned that pain is easy. Choosing pain on purpose for the guy freezing next to you? That's the part nobody back in Korea ever warned me about. Ready? Let's go. Part 2. Who the hell I was and why I thought I was hot shit. All right. Let me paint the picture of the idiot who stepped off that C-17 at North Island Naval Air Station like he owned the place. Name's Kim Min-jae. Everyone just calls me Min-jae or MJ when I'm in the States. 2019 me was 27, 5'10", 187 pounds of pure Korean Marine Recon ego. I'd already finished the infamous URK, Republic of Korea Marine Corps reconnaissance training. That's the course where they make you crawl through frozen mud while sergeants kick you in the ribs and scream that your mother never loved you. I graduated top 10%. My buddies back home literally called me the guy who doesn't feel pain. I'd done winter mountain warfare in minus 30 degrees Celsius with nothing but a poncho liner. I'd done 72-hour live-fire infiltration swims in the Yellow Sea. I'd been tear-gassed so many times I stopped coughing after the first minute. So yeah, when they told me I was going to train with the SEALs, I packed my swim trunks and a GoPro thinking I was about to be the Korean guest star in some badass American highlight reel. There were 8 of us sent over, 4 ROK Marines, 2 ROK Navy UDT/SEAL guys, and 2 officers who were basically there to drink coffee and take notes. We landed in San Diego wearing our sharpest uniforms, chests puffed out, ready to impress. The American liaison officer, some chill lieutenant with Oakleys, picks us up, looks us up and down, and goes, "Welcome to Coronado, gentlemen. Hope you like sand in places sand was never meant to go." I smiled like an idiot. Bro, I was born in sand. Bring it. Famous last words. We roll up to the Buds compound, that famous place you see in all the YouTube videos with the bell and the helmets lined up. I'm secretly fanboying a little. Then this monster of a human, 6'4", veins popping out of his neck, looks like he eats barbells for breakfast, walks up and introduces himself as Senior Chief, "Don't call me sir, I work for a living, Ramirez." He shakes my hand so hard I feel my soul leave my body for a second, then says in perfect English, "Hope your boys brought your big boy pants, because starting tomorrow, you're not visitors, you're boat crew 6. You ring that bell, you're on the next plane home. No shame, but no second chance either." I laughed. Actually laughed, because I thought he was joking. He wasn't. That night we got issued brown shirts and camo trousers like the Bud students. No rank, no name tapes, no nothing. Just a number stenciled on the chest. I was 217. From that moment on, for the next 9 weeks, Kim Min-jae didn't exist anymore. There was only 217, and 217 was about to get absolutely smoked. Part 3. Day 1. Welcome to the grinder. Population, regret. 0400. Not 4 a.m. kind of. 0400 sharp. The door to our temporary barracks explodes open and 4 instructors storm in like it's Fallujah. Before my brain even registers I'm awake, I'm soaked head to toe with ice-cold fire hose water. Someone is screaming, "Get on the line!" in my ear so loud I taste blood. 30 seconds later, all 8 Koreans are standing barefoot on the yellow footprints outside, still in our PT shorts, shivering like chihuahuas while the Pacific wind rips right through us. The instructors are wearing hoodies and smirking. Then the real fun begins. Boat Crew 6, get your boat! We sprint, barefoot, across the asphalt to these black inflatable IBS boats. Each one weighs about 450 pounds with the 6 of us on it. First evolution of the day. Put the boat on our heads and run. Not jog, run. On the beach, soft sand, for what felt like 10 miles but was probably 2. I'm the biggest Korean on the team, 85 kg, so guess who ends up right under the pointy front of the boat? Me. Every step is like someone driving an ice pick into my neck. 10 minutes in, I'm seeing stars. 20 minutes in, I'm praying in 3 languages. We finally drop the boat, and the instructors go, "Good warm-up. Now hit the surf." Surf torture. Day 1, 0 build-up. They march us into the Pacific until the water is chest-high, lock arms, and tell us to sit. Water temp? 51 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 1 degree above where your balls officially file for divorce. We're in there for what felt like an hour, but was probably 12 minutes. My teeth are chattering so hard I bite my tongue. The guy next to me, a Korean UDT dude named Park, starts mumbling the Lord's Prayer in Korean. I'm pretty sure I blacked out for a couple seconds because the next thing I remember is an instructor dragging me up by my life vest screaming, "Stay with me, 217!" Then they make us low crawl out, roll around in the sand until we look like sugar cookies, and do it again, 4 times. By 0700, we'd already done more PT than an entire week back home. Breakfast? Oh yeah, they fed us a carton of milk, a banana, and all the sand you can eat. I inhaled that banana like it was the last food on earth. Then the real mindfuck started. They line us up on the famous Bud's grinder, that black asphalt square of pure misery, and introduce us to log PT. 6 dudes, 1 telephone pole-sized log, 600 plus pounds. You lift it, you press it, you squat it, you carry it, you do flutter kicks with it on your chest. If the log touches the ground for even a second, the entire boat crew drops for 58-count bodybuilders while the instructors pour ice water on your neck. We dropped the log exactly 3 times that morning. I still have nightmares about the sound of that splash. Around noon, they finally let us rest. Rest meant lying on your back in the sand while instructors walked around asking, "So, how's your day going, boys? Having fun yet?" One of the younger American students, some 22-year-old surfer kid from San Diego, looks over at me, teeth chattering, covered in sand, and goes, "First day's always the easiest, bro." I wanted to cry. I wanted to ring that fucking bell so bad. But 8 Koreans quitting on day 1? National disgrace? No chance. So I just stared at the sky, whispered, "Shiba," under my breath about 50 times, and waited for the next evolution. That night I wrote in my little hidden notebook, we weren't supposed to have them, Day 1. I am already broken. These guys aren't human. And tomorrow they say it gets worse. I had no idea how right I was. Hell Week hadn't even officially started yet. This was just Monday. Part 5. The moment I realized this wasn't training, this was a cult. By the end of week 1, I was a zombie. Sleep? Maybe 4 hours total since we landed. Everything hurt. Neck, traps, soul, everything.
Then Friday night happened, and that's when the switch flipped in my head. They told us we were doing a mini Hell Week evolution just to see how the Koreans held up. Translation: 4 straight days, less than 4 total hours of sleep, constant movement. Friday, 1800 p.m., they lined the whole class up on the grinder. About 120 Americans, plus us 8 Koreans. The head instructor, this absolute legend named Master Chief Grim Reaper Wilson, walks out with a bullhorn. He doesn't scream, he just talks, calm as hell. Gentlemen, in about 30 seconds, the lights go off and Hell Week starts early for some of you. You can quit right now. Hot coffee, donuts, warm bed, nobody will think less of you. Or you can stay here, get cold, get sandy, and find out what you're actually made of. Then he drops the line I'll never forget. The only easy day was yesterday. Lights out. Whistles, artillery simulators going off. We're sprinting to the beach in the dark. That night we did surf torture for 45 minutes straight. Water so cold my legs went numb. Then they made us carry the boats on our heads for 2 hours up and down the dunes. Then log PT at 2 a.m. under floodlights. Then a 4-mile timed run on the beach, barefoot, with the boat again. At one point, I'm under the log, shaking, and I look over. One of the American students, a skinny kid from Texas everyone calls Pancake, is singing country music while we do log push-ups. Singing, full voice, like it's karaoke night. I wanted to kill him and hug him at the same time. Then came the part that broke my brain. Every time a boat crew lost a race, and we lost a lot, the penalty wasn't push-ups. It pays to be a winner. Winners got to stand on the beach for 2 minutes and warm up. Losers had to go back in the surf, lock arms, and sing American Navy songs while the instructors hosed us down. I'm talking 52 degrees water, February, wind coming off the ocean like a knife. And here's the thing that fucked me up worse than the cold. Every single American in that water was smiling. Not fake smiling, not I'm tough smiling, real, genuine, shit-eating grins. They were choosing this. They were paying the price on purpose so their boat crew brothers didn't have to do it alone. In Korea, if you're suffering, it's because the sergeant hates you. In Coronado, they were suffering because they loved each other. That was the first night I cried in the surf. Not from pain, from shame, because I realized everything I thought made me tough back home was just fear of punishment. These guys were operating on a completely different level. And I still had 3.5 days left of this mini Hell Week. God help me.
Part 5, The Night Nobody Quit, and the Joke That Broke Hell Week. Day 5 of the mini Hell Week. By this point, time is turned into soup. I haven't slept more than 20 consecutive minutes in 4 days. My lips are cracked and bleeding from salt water. My feet are hamburger meat. Hallucinations are real. I keep seeing my mom standing on the dunes holding a bowl of kimchi jjigae, telling me to come home. It's about 03 a.m. on Thursday night, or Friday morning, who the hell knows. We've just finished a 14-mile soft sand run with the boats on our heads. We're back on the grinder, lined up in boat crews, swaying like zombies. Master Chief Wilson walks out with his clipboard. The floodlights make him look 10 feet tall. He says the words every Bud student lives in terror of. Secure from evolution. Medical check and quit roundup. Any individual who wishes to DOR, drop on request, take 1 step forward now. Hot food is waiting. No one will judge you. Silence. Just the wind and 128 dudes trying not to fall over. Then from the American boat crew next to us, one guy actually takes a step forward. Everyone freezes. Even the instructors look surprised. This dude is about 6'2", blonde hair, call sign Hollywood. Built like a Greek statue. One of the strongest guys in the class. He steps forward, hands in the surrender position. Master Chief raises an eyebrow. Son, you sure? Hollywood nods, walks straight up to the table where the instructors are sitting, reaches past the quit clipboard, picks up a watch he apparently left there earlier, puts it on his wrist, turns around, and without missing a beat, says, "Sorry, Senior Chief, just came to get my watch. I'm good."
the entire grinder loses its goddamn mind. Instructors start cracking up, students are howling, falling over each other laughing. One guy laughs so hard he pukes in the sand and just keeps laughing. Even Master Chief Wilson is bent over, tears in his eyes. In that moment, something snapped loose in the air. The exhaustion, the cold, the misery, none of it went away, but it suddenly felt lighter. We still had 30 hours of Hell Week left, but from that second on, nobody quit. Not a single guy. I looked at Park, my Korean teammate, and we just started laughing too, even though we had no idea why it was so funny. It just was. Hollywood jogs back to his boat crew, high-fives everyone, and yells, "Let's go eat some surf, boys!" And just like that, the unbreakable thing happened. 128 frozen, half-dead dudes turned back into a team. That was the exact moment I understood. These Americans weren't tougher because they could take more pain. They were tougher because they could still laugh in the middle of hell, and that laughter somehow made the hell smaller. I stopped wishing for the bell that night. I started wishing I could become the kind of man who could make that joke at 3 a.m. after 5 days of no sleep. I still haven't gotten there, but I'm trying. Every damn day. Part 6. Side by Side. Korean Discipline versus SEAL Discipline. By the end of those 9 weeks, I had a notebook full of tiny observations that nobody back home would believe unless they saw it with their own eyes. Here's the raw truth, no sugarcoating. Korean military discipline, the way I grew up in it. You suffer because someone with more stripes than you decided you should suffer. You run faster because if you don't, the sergeant will smoke the entire platoon and everyone will hate you. You stay quiet because talking back means extra duty until you cry. Fear of punishment plus fear of losing face equals obedience. It works. It produces tough soldiers, but it's built on negative motivation. SEAL discipline, what I lived for 9 weeks. You suffer because the guy freezing next to you is your brother, and you'll be damned if he carries the load alone. You run faster because if your boat crew wins, those 6 dudes get to warm up for 2 extra minutes, while another crew takes the surf torture for you. You stay quiet when the instructor is screaming because you know he's doing it to make the team stronger, not because he hates you. Love for the team plus hatred of letting your brothers down equals obedience. Same result, tough, obedient soldiers, but the fuel in the engine is completely different. Little everyday examples that blew my mind. 1. Food. Korea, 12 to 15 minutes to inhale your tray, then stand at attention while the cadre inspects your spoon. America, all-you-can-eat buffet line. Guys grab food, sit, eat fast as hell, nobody takes more than 7 minutes, and then they're back outside helping the slow eaters carry trays. Nobody tells them to do it, they just do. 2. Punishment. You fuck up, entire unit does push-ups while cursing your bloodline. America, you fuck up, your boat crew goes wet and sandy. But here's the kicker. The guy who fucked up is usually the one screaming, "My fault, let's go harder," and volunteering for extra evolution so his teammates don't have to. 3. Sleep. Korea, officers and NCOs get cots. Enlisted sleep on the floor if you're lucky. America, Hell Week, 4 hours total sleep in 5 days, and the instructors are right there in the sand with you, no sleep either. One night I saw a chief petty officer curled up under a boat with the students using his body to block the wind. That chief had 22 years in the Navy. In Korea, that would never happen. 4. Mental health. Korea, you cry, you're weak. End of story. America, they have a psychologist walking the beach during Hell Week. If you're shaking and can't talk, an instructor pulls you aside, sits you down, and just says, "Talk to Doc." No judgment. Half the guys who talk to Doc come back stronger and finish the evolution. 5. Quitting. Korea, almost nobody quits because of family shame and because you'll be socially dead back home. America, guys quit every class, but the ones who stay don't stay because they're scared of shame. They stay because they look at the 5 other dudes in their boat crew and think, "I can't leave them." Same pain, different reason. One is a stick, the other is a magnet. The magnet pulls way harder. By week 6, I stopped comparing which one was tougher. I started asking myself which one actually creates men you'd want covering your back when shit hits the fan. The answer was obvious, and it wasn't the one I grew up in.
Part 7. The tiny details that still haunt me. These are the little things nobody puts in the YouTube highlight reels. the stuff that lived rent-free in my head for years. 1. The instructors. Every single one was a former SEAL with multiple combat tours. Oldest guy was 52, still outran half the class in boots and utes. They screamed like demons, but the second you collapsed, one of them was kneeling next to you checking, "Hey kid, breathe. You're okay. You're safe. Get back in the fight when you're ready." In Korea, the instructor would have kicked you while you were down. 2. The medical team. They had doctors, PAs, and corpsmen everywhere. One night I went hypothermic and hypoglycemic at the same time, shivering so hard I couldn't stand. A corpsman carried me fireman style to medical, shot me up with warm IV fluids and glucose, then looked me dead in the eye and said, "Welcome to the team, devil. Now get your Korean ass back out there." I cried. Then I laughed. Then I ran back to my boat crew like a madman. 3. Monster Mash. That's what they call the 20-hour non-stop PT marathon. We did it twice. At hour 17, I was literally seeing cartoon birds. One of the Americans started beatboxing. Another guy started rapping over it. Within 30 seconds, the entire class was rapping along while doing burpees. I still don't know how that's physically possible. 4. The watch joke guy. Hollywood. Turns out that wasn't even his first time doing that joke. He'd done it in his original class too. The instructors knew it was coming and still lost their shit every time. Legend status forever. 5. The Korean who almost broke. One of our officers, a captain, who thought he was just there to observe, lasted exactly 11 hours before he quietly walked to the bell and rang it. No drama. He just said, "This is not for me," got on the van, and flew home the same day. The SEAL instructors didn't mock him. They shook his hand and said, "Respect for knowing your limit, sir." That blew my mind more than anything. In Korea, he would have been destroyed for the rest of his career. 6. The night the instructors slept under the boats with us. Hour 68 of no sleep. Wind howling. They could have gone inside. Instead, they crawled under the boats with us to block the wind. One chief used his own body as a windbreak for 2 students. I asked him later why. He just shrugged, because that's what my chief did for me in 2003. Pay it forward. 7. The song they made us sing in the surf. Every time we lost, we had to sing Sweet Caroline while locked arm in arm in the freezing water. By the end of the week, even the Koreans knew every word. To this day, if I hear "ba ba ba" in a karaoke room, I get chills and start looking for a boat to put on my head. Those tiny moments weren't in the training plan. They were the culture. And that culture doesn't come from a manual. It comes from men who decided a long time ago that no one suffers alone. Not on their watch. Part 8. Graduation day and the final gut punch. Week 9, Friday morning. We'd somehow survived. The real Buds class still had months to go, but our 9-week exchange was done. They marched all 120-plus remaining students, plus the 8 Koreans who hadn't quit, onto the grinder one last time. No boats, no logs, no surf torture. Just formation in the sun, clean uniforms, and a feeling in the air I still can't describe. The commanding officer of the Naval Special Warfare Center, a 2-star admiral, showed up. Master Chief Wilson, Senior Chief Ramirez, and every instructor who'd been smoking us for 2 months stood behind him. They called us forward first, the 8 Koreans. One by one, they shook our hands, looked us in the eye, and pinned a miniature Buds badge on our chests. Not the real trident, that's only for graduates, but a silver Exchange Warrior coin with the Buds logo on one side and Class 320X Hell Week secured on the other. Then Master Chief Wilson grabbed the microphone and said the sentence that wrecked me harder than any log ever could. You boys flew over here thinking you were tough. You're flying home knowing you're brothers. The ocean doesn't care what flag you salute. It only cares that the man on your left and right won't let you drown. You prove that. So take this coin, hang it on your wall, and every time some loudmouth back home says, "My military is tougher," you just smile and remember, you locked arms with the best and you never let go. Hoo-yah, Korea! I lost it. Full, ugly cry in formation. Park next to me was sobbing so hard his knees buckled. Even the instructors had tears in their eyes. Then Hollywood, the watch joke guy, walked up, slapped me on the back, and whispered, "See you on the battlefield one day, brother. Save some bad guys for me." We boarded the plane home that night, wearing our dirty brown shirts under our uniforms like it was body armor. When we landed at Incheon, the entire ROK Marine Corps band was waiting to welcome us. Cameras, reporters, the whole circus. They wanted the hero story. I gave them one line and I've never said anything else about it in public until now. I went to America thinking I was going to teach them about toughness. I came home knowing they taught me what it really means to be a man. That was it. Everything else is between me, my boat crew, and the Pacific Ocean.
Part 9. The Aftermath and the Change That Actually Stuck. Back in Korea, I got promoted fast. Everyone wanted to hear the war stories. I refused every interview. Instead, I did one thing. I took everything I saw in Coronado and started quietly changing my own unit. I banned collective punishment for individual screw-ups. I started eating with my enlisted guys instead of in the officers' mess. I made "it pays to be a winner" races part of our PT. Losers still hate it, but they hate it together. I brought in a civilian psychologist once a month. Half my men thought I was crazy. 6 months later, the suicide attempt rate in my company hit 0. My commander called me in one day and asked, "Kim, what the hell happened to you in America?" I just smiled and said, "I learned that real discipline isn't about making men fear you. It's about making them refuse to let each other fail." He didn't say anything for a long time. Then he quietly approved every change I asked for. 5 years later, my old boat crew from Coronado and I still message each other on WhatsApp. We send memes, baby pictures, deployment updates. Half of them are still active SEALs. Hollywood just made chief. Every year on the anniversary of Hell Week at exactly 3 a.m. Korean time, my phone lights up with the same message from 6 different numbers. "Still got your watch, brother?" And I write back, "Locked arms. Never let go."
Part 10. Final words around the fire. So yeah, that's the story. I used to think toughness was who could take the most punishment without breaking. Turns out, real toughness is who can keep choosing the punishment day after day when nobody's forcing you, because the guy next to you is worth it. Korea gave me discipline. America gave me brotherhood. And brotherhood, once you've felt it for real, is the one thing you'll spend the rest of your life chasing. If you ever get the chance to lock arms with men who laugh while the ocean tries to kill them, don't think twice. Ring that bell and go home if you have to. But if you can stay, even for one evolution, stay. Because some things you only learn when you're too cold, too tired, and too broken to lie to yourself anymore. And those things will keep you warm for the rest of your life. And to my brothers across the Pacific, see you on the battlefield. I'll save you some bad guys. Never let go.